Hey guys, it's Jerrod Cook here with the Perry Company.
And Megan Mize, and here we manufacture the Fortress product line. As we get ready for summer with the Texas heat coming up, Jerrod's going to show us how to uninstall the Fortress half doors.
So guys, I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to take the uppers off of this unit to show you how to get ready for summer. Stay tuned. All right, we've got the door open and we're going to take a look at how to disassemble this upper. And it's much easier when you're taking it off and storing it because you're not reassembling the whole thing later on, so you can leave a lot of the components in place. But first and foremost, we're going to look at taking this trim all along here off, and then we're going to take 3 bolts here that marry those 2 panels together. We're going to unbolt from our main braces that lead up to this top plate, and then we're also going to look at our latch. Actually, probably going to take that off earlier so that I have a nice stable door to work with, but let's go ahead and get into it. All right guys, so on the exterior of the door, you're gonna have a Allen button head. That's gonna take a 5/32 Allen head. On the inside of the door, you're gonna have a 1/4 inch nut, so you're gonna use a 7/16 wrench. You're just gonna loosen those up. We did our top, we did our bottom, and this is gonna loosen our entire handle assembly, and we're gonna reuse that on the upper of our half door. Take this hardware out. All right, and with those 2 loose, we're going to take the latch off. Now our next step is we're going to remove some trim and some other bolts. We'll get to the next shot. All right guys, we're going to remove the trim. Really challenging part of this. You basically just peel the trim off. It's on there, but the shorter pieces don't grab quite as tight. You do want to hang on to those and keep those so that you can install those on the upper half of the half door. But now that exposes all of the bolts that we want to take out first. We're going to use 2 7/16 wrenches and just simply get these loose to a point where we can take these completely out. A little bit more. All right. And that's going to be our last bolt that pairs these 2, the middle panel and the upper panel together. And now what we're gonna do, these last bolts, or the last thing that's holding this on is you have a bolt here that is bolting through this rear stiffener, and then you have a bolt here that's bolting through this front stiffener through that upper door panel. And let me see if I can loosen these to a point. There we go. So I'm just going to remove the nuts on these right now. And here in a moment, I'm going to show you how to remove this door as to not create any damage. So stick with us. All right, guys, so now we're going to kind of get into the transformer part of this whole deal. Very simplistic, really pretty neat. But as I pull these 2 bottom bolts out, you don't have to worry about this door falling off or anything like that. We still have this upper hinge that's attached here. And so I'm going to be working from both sides of the door, and I'm going to pull these out, and then we're going to basically turn this thing into a Dutch door for just a second. Give me just a minute and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so we're gonna kind of close it. Then I'm gonna bring this top out, lift it off, hand it to Megan, And then we're ready to go ahead and reinstall the upper piece that gives the finished look to these half doors. Hang in there with us for one more take, and we'll go ahead and have that upper brought in. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and install the upper piece for our half doors. Megan, if you'll go ahead and bring that on over. Thank you. So I do want you guys to just take a quick look at how precise this is. I mean, these bolts go in really easy. It's the same hardware that we just took out. And so basically everything we just took off the door, we're gonna reinstall on the door. I'm gonna go ahead and do that, but I do wanna come back and I wanna talk about the latch, because anytime you reinstall it, there's a certain way that I want you to do that. And so we'll talk about that here in just a moment. All right, guys, so I've got a little bit of help here. I don't have 3 hands, really, but we are going to utilize these 2 bolts to install this latch. This is the same latch system that you took off the modular upper door earlier, and so we do have some, let me see if I can work those around. There we go. We do have some play in this latch, and that's for a reason. We want you to adjust this properly so that this is the safest set of half doors that you've ever had in your life. And so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna get these set in place. I'm gonna tighten them down kind of finger tight. That way when I get ready to go close the door, I can still kind of move this around a little bit so that I can get it to catch exactly where I want to. And as I close this door, I can't stress enough the importance of getting 2 clicks with this automotive style latch. It's of most importance. If you're only getting 1 click, you need to continue to adjust. And not only can you adjust here, but you can also adjust with these 2 bolts right here, which will bring your latch in and out, which will allow you to get a nice seal around the door, but also guarantee that second latch. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at that. All right, guys, real quick, again, these are your 2 bolts that are gonna allow this latch to go in and out. If I move this latch further into the unit, it's gonna push my door further out. If I move it towards the exterior of the unit, it's gonna suck that door in. And so what we wanna do as we're latching is we wanna kind of put this in place with where the striker is. Right now I'm pushing it forward so that I get enough to bite to. And right about there, I feel really confident. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten these down. So there's 1. 2, and I'll come back and really put some oomph on those here in just a second, but I want you to hear the audible 2 clicks. 1, 2. So you want 2 every time you go to adjust these doors. That is a safety mechanism that we buy these latches specifically for, that dual locking mechanism. And we want to make sure that you guys are out there on the trails and you're safe, whether it's you, your family, your dogs, whatever it may be. All right, guys, let's sum up the day. All right, guys, we had a great time today trying to get this unit summer ready. Megan's gonna tell us a little bit more here in a minute, but as you can see, we're about 1/4 of the way there. If you apply what we showed you today on this door to your pillars and the rest of the doors, it's gonna take you about an hour overall to go ahead and convert back to your half doors and have a great summer. Megan, you want to tell them about some other products?
Yes, don't forget about our power tip-out windshield and the Fortress air bar. You can check those out at fortresspro.com.
All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you soon.